Tasmania calling. A truck rolled on the Tasman Bridge at about 3:30 this afternoon and just preparing for takeoff. I'm still in town. 7:07 p.m, a pleasant 21 degrees Celsius. How was your first day at work? Well, the first day at work was actually okay. Just getting home's been nigh impossible. So I did what any self-respecting person who hates sitting in traffic that isn't moving would do, and when I finally was able to move my car to a turn off the highway, I took myself to Kmart. Cement Shoes, g'day mate. How are you? I've got to avoid swearing, but after being stuck in traffic for an hour and a half, you kind of, it's all you want to do really is swear. You miss Kmart. Our Kmart's different to yours. According to all of my American friends who know both versions, the Aussie one kicks ass. Sorry, kicks butt. Ask Anne-Marie. Hi, Anne-Marie. It is a nightmare out there, Deb. I love that you texted me at I don't know, during the working day, saying, I hope your first day back was perfect. I was like, I only just saw your message then, but I saw it pop up on my phone while I was dealing with a client. I was like, it's not even close to being over yet, but I'm not sure you put work and perfect in the same sentence ever. Yes, Anne-Marie, the last time we popped in, Maple. Your girlfriend for Dennis called Maple, right? I commented on the name. Happy New Year. So, yeah, Deb, I liked your optimism, but I was still slaving away at that point. But yes, we've just discovered what happens when a truck rolls over on the Tasman Bridge. Nothing as bad as the Lake Illawarra actually slamming into the bridge and having part of it collapse on the ship and essentially cut off the east and western shores of Hobart for, I don't know, was it 2 years? It was quite a while. But we got a message at work at about 3:30 about the truck, and then they said, oh, the Tasman Highway will reopen at 5:30. And I was like, no, it won't. Oh, Deb, hello, new member. Thanks, gorgeous. Oh, no, it still looks like it's a nightmare. Judging from this intersection, she's 4 months old and Dennis loves her. I know, Tasmanians lose their minds. You know what I did? I was sitting on the Brooker earlier for I don't know, an hour, and I finally got to this intersection and I just went, oh, stuff it, I'm going to go to Kmart. I needed to go to the loo, and I was like, I can go to the loo there, I can go and buy some things I don't need. As it turns out, I had a pair of shorts when I was in Vietnam that are super comfy, and they don't have a thick elastic or tight elastic band. 2 and a bit hours to get from Goodwood to Old Beach. I'm thinking of trying to bypass the Brooker and sort of go in the opposite direction around Government House Way. But It's, whoa, whoa, you bloody idiot. Did you just see that, guys? Unbelievable. Guy in front of me just decided to overtake, gone completely wrong side of the road. See what Deb was saying? It's true. People have lost their minds. That car there in front of me, speed racer lives, exactly. But I thought I'd just go and kill some time at Kmart, and then I was talking to my sister who was actually behind me on the Brook Highway. But we chatted for like half an hour and she didn't move. And then she was on the bridge and she said there was movement. So I decided to bite the bullet and head home. But then I went, we'll go live just in case you get stuck again. There'll be plenty of time to chat. Tasmania calling. Look at what happens when the bridge isn't accessible. I'd like to know how a truck managed to roll on the bridge. Had a pretty big load on the back of it, so I don't know whether it was a balancing issue. You'll laugh at this, Deb. When Will picked us up at Changi Airport when we arrived, he took us on a bit of a drive around Singapore and showed us some places on our way back to their place. And he made the classic comment. He said, I thought Tasmanian drivers were bad until I moved to Singapore. He said they're worse. I was like, they can't be. And then I discovered very quickly they are. It's still looking like it's pretty bad. Now, that guy in the truck then just gave the finger to the green car, the ones that went down the wrong lane, because they blocked his thoroughfare. We've got some cars are choosing to go the Booker. No one's going to let me in now, so I'm going to miss the lights. Great. Everyone's stroppy. Everyone's pissed off. It's just traffic, guys. Yes, I won't get home till 8 o'clock. Yes, Sonny will wonder where I've been. I'll watch telly with her for an hour and go to bed. Oh, no, he hasn't forgotten. Singaporean drivers are way worse, Deb. Sonny's doing great. She missed me while I was overseas, Anne-Marie. She's very happy to have me home. But, yeah, it was so cute when I walked in. I called out her name and she was sitting bolt upright on her ottoman, the ottoman she essentially lives on. And she had this look on her face like, I think I know that voice. That might be the human I let live in my house. And then she realised it was me and she came bolting up to me. It was so gorgeous. And so I bent down to give her a pat and she moved ahead so I couldn't pat her. Typical Sunny. Just has to do that final little cat thing at the end just to remind me that she's a cat, you know. And then Saturday she didn't leave me alone, like didn't let me out of her sight. Followed me everywhere, even down to the spare room. I put my suitcase down there to unpack it, just spread it out on the spare bed and sort out what I needed to wash and what could be put away. Most of it was able to be put away because there was a laundry, obviously, where my brother lives. They have a laundry in the house, so all of our clothes had been washed and folded before we left, which was beautiful. But she even followed me down there, and she never goes to the spare room, so that was kind of interesting. Now let's see if I'm going to be let in. Thank you very much. Oh, there are P-platers too. That's unusual. Everyone's so shitty. I mean, there's nothing you can do. You just have to go, okay, well, If they said the highway wasn't going to reopen till 8 o'clock, I would have just gone and seen a movie. I park in the village cinema car park. I would have just gone and seen a flick, had some dinner. I would have gone gold class dinner, a glass of wine, watched a movie, and then tootled on home. But there's probably heaps of people in this traffic putting things on Facebook going, I'm stuck in traffic. It's like, well, you're actually part of the traffic. It's not like every car in Hobart's just decided to get on the road and make your trip home slow and painful. You are actually part of the traffic. Now, whether I'm able to get across is the next question. Quite unlikely, I think. So I've got to work out how I can get, because I need to turn left in the lane that's bumper to bumper. I might be doing another little trip around the city. I've used a quarter of a tank of petrol. That lane's not even moving. That's a bit worrying. That's the bridge lane. But my sister couldn't believe it. She was sitting near the botanical gardens and there was no movement, and suddenly there were two motorbike cops up on the bridge, and she's like, oh God, now somebody's broken down. That'd be right. Maple follows you everywhere. Cute. 4 months old. It's cute. What colour is she, Anne-Marie? What sort of puskins is she? But I'm glad Dennis loves her too. That helps. I sometimes think about getting Sunny a friend, but she's just turned 11 and she didn't have to put up with another cat. Actually, why don't I go this way? There's no way I'm going to get into that lane, but that lane ain't moving anyway. So I'm just going to do a sneaky little bypass. There's no other way for me to go home. This is it. What to do? I'll be home after 8 at this rate. Sunny's going to be like, oh, you parked your car in a no standing in peak hour traffic. That's not very cool, lady. Wow. Western Australia. Interesting. Bridge is still not good, apparently. Well, I can't get to the Bowen because all the streets leading out of the city, including the Brooker, are all bumper to bumper and not moving. So I've already been sitting in traffic for an hour and a half, and then I just had half an hour at Kmart. I should have had an hour there. I mean, even now with the green light, the cars in front of me aren't turning left. So one car just managed to, but... Hey, Ruth. I know, the city is in chaos. A truck rolled on the bridge. It took at least... Well, originally they said, oh, great, now I've got an ambo. I hope you're okay, whoever's in that ambo. That would be a very slow trip in because people are just getting grumpier. They're not letting anyone in, and it's not far to the hospital at least. Hope you're okay, person in the ambo. Yeah, it's not, and that's why I thought I'd go live. At least I can chat to you guys, all right? You didn't have the right of way then. See, this is what I mean. People are just being jerks. Absolute jerks. I think I'll just go the bridge, and at least I'm not Trying to get over into that left-hand lane on the Brook of December was going to be very difficult. So I'm not dealing with people not letting anyone across. But yeah, people are just turning into jerks, like the truck straight in front of me. It's bloody rude. Now I'm just going to get stuck here. Oh no, there's some room. Plus all these cars that are trying to cross lanes and no one's letting them in. It's like, give up. You're just going to have to go around the block like everyone else has, lady. That's why I'm now blocking an intersection. No need for capitals now, no. And also, it looks like people writing in capitals when you're in the car does indicate trolling. So let's see if we can get this channel out of the algorithm cul-de-sac it ended up in. Every one of these cars is trying to get over into the middle lane and nobody's letting them. Like this laneway I'm trying to turn into at the moment is virtually clear except for cars. Don't do that, Damon. We're trying to get me out of the algorithm cul-de-sac. Cheeky. Hello. You can lowercase thanks. But even when I'm driving, like if I'm able to read chat, I can read lowercase. But when I'm actually moving, which moving in a car at the moment is nigh impossible, still write in lowercase because I can't read the chat anyway. This car up the front has been trying to get over into the right-hand lane for ages. Oh, shoot. The whole lane's blocked off. Oh, no. We're screwed. Cheeky Ruth. There's roadwork. It's actually a closed lane and nobody's letting people in. That's going to be where I'm going to be in a minute. Awesome sauce. And no, lots of emojis, no. So lots of emojis and capital letters are both indicative of trolls, apparently. Oh, man. And this is where I question, like deciding to go and kill time at Kmart, whether that was a good move or not. But hey, Serenity B. First day back at work after my holiday and I'm still in Hobart. I haven't been able to get home. This could be a really long live. Are you prepared to hang out with me for like 12 hours? Poor Sunny. She's going to think I've abandoned her again. Her dinner was like 2 hours ago. Hi, Mandy Hall. Hi, Scout. This was not how I planned the drive home on my first day back at work. This is insane. I wonder if Deb can give us an update on what's going on. I thought I'd do the smart thing and kill some time after finishing work at 5. It's nearly 7:30 and I'm still in the city. So Sunny will get a treat as well as dinner. I thought I was being clever coming this way. No. Nothing clever about this plan. I didn't think there were roadworks, though, in my defence. Who said coffee and cigs? I need both. I've got water and I've got 2 ciggies. Hey, look at pushy truck guy just barging in. Now, I technically feel like I should let this lady out, but you're going to have to move forward, lady. If you don't, you're going to miss the boat. Quick, go. You're not going to get over. You've just got to get in it like everyone else. All right. Go, lady, go. Oh, for fuck's sake, take your time. Thanks, Groovers behind me. They let me in. Should I go and ask her if she's got a ciggy? Oh, only one lane open. Okay. But there was a truck that rolled on the bridge today, Serenity Bay, at 3:30 in the afternoon, and the main highway out of Hobart was closed. Initially, they said till 5:30, but it was actually 6:30. Yeah, YouTube's changing, cement shoes. Any of you guys are in Discord, the Bonkers Discord, that's what it's called now, Bonkers. Finn keeps debating the whole YouTube changes with me, and I just can't. I didn't make the changes. I just filled him in on them because I think it's sort of important if we're going to keep putting time into a show that we don't stop another channel from growing, and also we're not monetized, but if I'm going to put in a couple of hours, 3 hours work a week on a show, that we're just going to basically get blacklisted by YouTube because of swearing, I'm not prepared to do that. So he needs to not swear, basically. That's the only way we can do it. And he's anti-censorship, as am I. But if we're going to muck around on this platform, I've already let one car in. I don't want to let another one in. But I did because they've got Hello Kitty on their dashboard. Yeah, so if anyone's in that Discord, if you want to chat to him about it, because I'm just not feeling the love, you'll have to go quick. I let the learner driver. God, this is an experience for a learner driver. Hobart coming to a standstill because the bridge was closed. I'm going to go down here. Not that it's going to be any quicker, but I just wanted to drive for more than 2 feet for a few seconds. I know it's very un-Tasmanian to allow 2 in. That's the kind of generous, nice driver. The reason I didn't turn left here is the traffic lights onto the roundabout are really quick. Like, you're lucky if 2 cars can get through because cars going into the city block it. But this way, yep, it'll still be slow, but more than 2 cars can go at each light change. So, and I'm also driving unfettered for the first time in 2.5 hours. Woo! It's going to be short-lived. I'm going to be stopping here, but that felt amazing. Yay. Yeah, well, I'm going to look at Patreon maybe for this channel, or maybe Smooth Criminal, because the whole point of Patreon is to help a channel build. If this channel gets a little bit of growth in the next couple of months, after I've hidden all of the I mean, the bonkers episodes that have been blacklisted, I can delete them actually because they're on that other channel now. But yeah, I'm really conflicted about bonkers. I mean, Finn and I are looking at taking bonkers onto Twitch, possibly, now that Elon Musk is in control and is anti-censorship. I think that could be a better platform for us. But he's also bringing in the ability to go live on Twitter. So we've been thinking about that as an option too, which would be awesome. But I don't see any point in us putting in 3 or 4 hours work a week for bonkers on YouTube when it's actually going to just drive that channel into a no man's land anyway, because Finn said, well, why don't we do the show as normal and then just edit it and beep out all the swear words? And I'm like, because we've already gone live and sworn, like we're already going to get blacklisted. Plus every episode that's on that channel is now blacklisted too. Thanks, Cement Shoes. But yeah, he's like the little brother that wants to argue it with me, and I'm against censorship too. And I didn't bring in these rules, but I sent him a video that explained the new rules, and he's still querying me. So I just told him to do his own research. I'm not. I've just come back from a holiday, and I'm so relaxed. I'm not going to get stressed about YouTube's new rules. I'm happy to play the game on this channel. I'm happy to play the game on Smooth Criminal and even my cooking channel, which I'm going to have to rename. Everything on that channel is blacklisted now because I always go, welcome to the SHITTY Kitty Kitchen. I'm prepared to play the rules, but Finn's not, and that's fine. But then what's the point in us doing the show, you know? That's a couple of hours on a Wednesday night. I could go live on this channel or Smooth Criminal. I've got so much content for both channels. Plus, I want to start cooking again. So, I mean, I'm still cooking, but actually, like, go live when I'm cooking and do cooking videos. Thanks, Cement Shoes. So, yeah, I will play the game because I'm still choosing to stay on YouTube. And I think that a lot of these channels that do swear and carry on like pork chops and all the rest of it, they're going to be essentially erased, which means audience members are going to be trying to look for other places to go, and they might start appreciating original creators who do content, who actually make content. They don't just go live screaming and yelling about other people on YouTube. That being said, in my brief lunch break today, I did bounce around, and it really depresses me when you see a channel who is notorious for doxing, has been sued, you name it, for their behaviour on YouTube. But now with 2,500 people watching them, covering the Idaho murders and being quite sensationalistic. And, you know, I came up with that theory nearly 5 weeks ago that's pretty accurate, even down to me saying in my theory that I believed he'd already left Moscow and had crossed the border into Washington. I mean, how bizarre is that? That's how accurate my theory was. And even when I replayed that live, I didn't even get 30 people watching. But these channels that are notorious for creating more and more victims, and the latest one is the surviving housemate, get 2.7 thousand people watching them. I don't need YouTube to act like I need a human babysitter, but there are a lot of people I would miss. Yeah, look, I'm choosing to stick around because I think it's not difficult for me. I did breakfast radio. We weren't for 7 years. We weren't allowed to swear. I can do it, and I feel that there will be a pretty big sweep of channels that are literally just ripping each other to shreds. They'll all either have to start thinking up how to create something original to keep their audiences entertained, or they're just going to disappear, and that's not a bad thing. And then the people that followed those channels will suddenly be looking for somewhere else to go, and they may just stumble across me. But I'm not anti-change, even if it's taking a more conservative approach with YouTube, because I like change. I'm invigorated by challenges, and if anything, I mean, I've looked at the pros and cons of staying on YouTube, and I've decided to stay because I'm incredibly, I mean, I don't know whether it's just because I'm a lawyer and I'm more cautious, but I can play the game. And if I can start putting out content without any swear words in it and original content, I might just attract an audience. It might, you know, it might be the opportune time for me to really focus on building my channels. So I'm sticking around, but I've already looked at all the pros and cons, and I don't have anything to really say about it because it is what it is. You just have to go, okay, well, this is the new order, and if you want to stay on this platform, this is what you have to do. Yeah, Bullhorn Betty is going to have to wash that mouth out with soap. Isn't she a deluded fool? I'm going to be doing a lot of reaction videos. I'm going to be doing a lot of clip type ones too. They're monetizing shorts, which is great news as well, because shorts are very easy to make. And even though YouTube's going to take 40%, monetized shorts is a great thing. Content with no swear words from Tor. Hell's going to freeze over. No, but some pigs are going to start flying. I can do it. You guys will be amazed. You'll be like, how did she stop swearing? I was like, well, I did 7 years of breakfast radio. That was my training ground for this new era. Social media does need to meet and embrace my lovely personality and funny. Indeed. Now I'm blocking an intersection, but it's okay because it's only a right-hand turn and the car behind me doesn't want to turn right. So we're all good. And we're moving up ahead a bit anyway, so might be able to just get over the line. Oh, I got you, Jamin. I'm up for it. I'll do it. Like I said, I researched a lot of things except movies because I like surprises, and books I never research how books end. But in terms of looking at where YouTube's headed, I've done my research and I've looked at the pros and cons. My only criticism of YouTube is they haven't actually, and they usually do, write an email explaining precisely what it all means and what the new things are that you have to follow and what will happen if you don't. And I think they really did owe their creators, who they take a chunk of money from, an email that sets all of that out, because the beauty of that was Finn would have received the email as well because he's the manager of the Bonkers channel, and I wouldn't have to keep getting into these. Well, I'm not getting into them. I just said to him this morning, just do some research. I'm not fighting you on this one. If we're going to stay on this platform, these are the new rules. And if we don't follow them, the channel's just going to end up in a blacklisted cul-de-sac. Well, that's true too. You do have to be on your best behaviour in a courtroom as well. That's not to say there isn't swearing in courtrooms, but I never did. Unless I was quoting my client or cross-examining a witness or something and they'd use the swear word. Do you know if the affidavit in the suspect for the Idaho murders case was the totality of the prosecution case? As a former defence lawyer, I reckon I'd be able to get him acquitted. But we know it's not all of it. So the fact that they've got a 6-month adjournment till the preliminary hearing, there's going to be mountains of evidence. But if that affidavit was it'd be fairly easy to get him an acquittal. My client's effing innocent. Yeah, I'm not going to get into a discussion about the changes to YouTube because I'm choosing to stay on it. So that means following the new rules. It doesn't mean I'm going to stay on YouTube forever, but to me at the moment, there's going to be a massive flush of some really pointless channels who get a lot of people, and I'm talking hundreds, if not thousands of people watching them, and they are literally swearing their heads off about other YouTube creators. If they all get flushed, you're suddenly going to have this group of people, an audience, they're going to have to start bouncing around YouTube to find somewhere else to hang out. And, you know, a tiny percentage of those people might find me and go, oh, this is a good place to hang out. They don't actually say the words, and that's what I was saying before about YouTube should email because, yeah, I don't know if you can say done or bloody. I mean, I just did. I don't know. I mean, this morning I think I said bum, and then I was like, I wonder if that's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, there are adults on the platform. We should be able to use some words, but I cannot to hear and see. You cannot wait to hear and see? Yeah, I'm keen to watch the preliminary hearing, but I'm probably not going to cover the goings on of the Idaho murders between now and then, except to do some more videos. I really want to do one for the surviving housemate because, like I was saying this morning, everyone that continually criticises her for not calling 911, she called them the next morning when she couldn't get any of the other housemates to wake up. That was the time to call them. Nothing that had happened at 4 a.m. warranted calling the cops. But everyone that's going live over and over and accusing her of all kinds of stuff, even implicating her in it, are completely ignoring the fact that she had no idea 4 people were murdered. We do know that. And that influences how we look at things. But like with everything, you put yourself in that person's shoes and what she knew at the time, and it was 4 a.m. They'd all been out partying. It was a Saturday night. It was a noisy house. There were people coming and going all the time. The puppy barking wouldn't necessarily alert you to anything because it's a puppy that's probably barked before, although people who knew Murphy have said she wasn't or he wasn't that big of a barker anyway. Mel, hello. Well, mate, it's 10 to 8 and I'm still in town. I finished work at 5. So, yeah, my first day back at work was actually not bad, but my attempt to leave work, I have basically sat in traffic and crawled my way out to Kmart to kill time while I bought some things I didn't really need, and then in a rather weird sort of long-winded way have ended up now back the way I usually head home 3 hours later. But as you can see, it's bumper to bumper. So, yeah, I do want to do a video for her because I'm irritated at all the people that are being so critical of her and making stupid statements like, if she'd called 911, it might have saved someone's life. No, if she'd called the cops or if she'd gone out and spoken to him, it would have cost her life. Like, she had no reason to call the cops at all. Nothing that happened, even with him walking past her in her doorway, warranted calling the cops. Barbara Streisand. Somebody said something further up in chat too about the Idaho murders. There was something else I wanted to discuss briefly, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, the connection. I don't know if that's been confirmed. The connection to the guy with PTSD who was threatening to kill his two housemates and he was shot and killed by the cops. I'm seeing people making the connection to him, but I haven't seen it verified anywhere. But then I haven't really had a lot of time since I got back from Singapore to do much research. But I did stumble across quite a lot of channels theorising and so on, but I haven't seen an actual verified account of them being connected at all. Other than that guy was in Washington. So, yeah, I don't know. Like with anything you see and hear on YouTube, until it's verified, I generally just go, okay, well, that's a theory. Is it based on fact? If I can't find anything that verifies it as being factual, I let it slide on by. Oh, is it the same apartment building? Well, then, yeah, potentially they did know each other. I haven't seen that verified either, though. I'm not saying it hasn't been. I just haven't seen anything yet. Flick me anything you find, Cement Shoes, when it's verified. Not just with that bit of info, but anything else. But even so, if that is factual, you think the cops would be, looking into it. There's nothing that's happening on YouTube the cops haven't already done or thought about. So, hey, Scott, I think they also were very quick to say that incident wasn't connected, the police. But again, yeah, it might be. I still like to see it myself, though. That's the lawyer in me. It's all hearsay to me at the moment, Cement Shoes. I mean, they said the suspect's sister lived next door to 1122, and I haven't seen that verified, but a lot of channels were saying that for days on end. I wish, Melmo. I can't believe it. It's 10 to 8. Like, normally when I leave work, I'm on this bit of road no more than 10 minutes after leaving the office. And it's coming up to 3 hours since I finished work, and here I am. Unbelievable. But you can't do anything about it. You've just got to go, okay, well, this is the day. I mean, a truck rolling on the bridge and causing this much chaos just proves how important that bridge is. And back in the 70s, when the Lake Illawarra actually collided with one of the pylons and the bridge partially collapsed, and we didn't have a bridge for a couple of years. I can't remember how long it took for them to rebuild it, but for a long time, to get to the western shore from the eastern shore, which is on the other side of the bridge. We're about to go over, so we're on the western shore at the moment. You had to take a ferry, or you had to go. They built a bridge called the Bowen Bridge, and they also had a temporary bridge that was really cool. It was assembled by the army and then disassembled when the bridge was fixed. But that was how you crossed over. Sunny's going to be quite confused. I just hope she's not fretting and thinks that I've left her again. You didn't hear it on board, Betty. Well, it's better. It's more credible hearsay than if it came from her. I'll give you that. I've started looking at getting a new car. I'm going to get another Swift because they're just so economical and great. And I love Suzukis. But I'm going to get a newer model with less Ks on it. And I'll still be able to sell this one for a pretty decent amount of money. So the amount of money that's got to come out of my pocket won't be that much. But that's my treat to myself for my 56th birthday. We're moving. All lanes open on the bridge at the moment, which is great. So I may not be able to read chat much now, but thanks for hanging out with me for however long I've been live for. Oh, you drive a Swift too, Mandy. Aren't they great? I mean, I looked at Vitaras. I've test driven one before. I found them a bit tinny, a bit bouncy, the new model ones. I had a Suzuki Sierra, the little baby Jeeps, when I was at uni with a soft top. Then I went into an MX-5 convertible. And then one of, not the last job I had, but the one before, I had work cars. So I kept this little Swift as an emergency beach. And now I don't have a work car, so I'm driving it again. But yeah, I'm thinking about upgrading, getting a new. I mean, this is a 2009, and I've only done 113,000 Ks on it. It's nothing. So I'll actually sell for quite a good amount, but it needs a bit of cosmetic work. Get it detailed and all of that sort of stuff. But I've started looking at some new ones. I saw one today that's a sport model, this one is as well. But mine, even though it's a sport model, I don't have like alloy wheels. And come on, mate, it's 110 along here. Seriously. We've all sat in traffic for 3 hours and we can finally accelerate. Jesus. Unbelievable. Everyone's passing that car now. Get the hit, guy. Dude. Lady, whatever it was driving, and I didn't even look. We're actually finally moving like traffic moves, usually on this road. And they were doing 60 and 110 zone. Give me strength. Everyone's used about a quarter of a tank of petrol just sitting in traffic today. There's going to be a lot of hungry people getting home. There's going to be kids and husbands going, we didn't know what to do for dinner. And the mother will be like, for goodness sake, couldn't you have cooked me an omelette or gotten takeaway? You guys all just talk amongst yourselves. Because I can't read chat now, and I'm just enjoying moving. My car is actually moving. The tyres are moving. It's very excitement. What colour? I can't ask you what colour of your car is, Mandy, because I won't be able to read chat. So mine's red. But yeah, I was looking at a sport model. It's a newer model, like it's only 3 years old. And oh yeah, great. Up here, there's a tow truck. So after all the someone probably ran out of petrol. Oh no, they wouldn't need a tow truck for that. Someone would just rock up. But yeah, car's broken down, so that would have added to the chaos. Crikey malikey. Mine's red too, Mandy. But mine's red pearl. I've got the pearl finish because it's a sport model. I mean, I can't really tell the difference, but people who know their Swifts can. I mean, I know my Swifts, but I don't pay much attention to the paintwork, you know. But yeah, it has a pearl finish, so it's a bit more, I don't know, pearly, sparkly, I don't know. But for a 2009, it doesn't look that bad when I give it a good bath. It needs a bath. It got a bit sandy while I was away, and I didn't feel like driving to the little smoke to put it through a car wash or give it a manual one. And being on tank water, damn it, now I'm stuck behind a P-plater that isn't speeding. What kind of P-plater are you? There is not one P-plater on the island that sits on the speed limit other than you, mate. You're letting the team down. A law-abiding P-plater? Inconceivable. Oh, yours isn't pearl finish, but you know that I'm talking about, don't you? Yeah, baby. Mine's got the pearl. So anyway, this sport model is the silver one, but it made me laugh because it ticks all the boxes, even going from one sport model into another one. But it's got like full-on alloy wheels, and the interior is really hardcore. And it's just, I don't think at 56 I need to go into a car that looks like a racing Ferrari. You know what I mean? I think it's a little bit too bling-a-ding-ding. So I'm watching 3 of them at the moment, but one of them is the silver sports model. But I just don't think grannies driving pimped-out cars, not that I'm a granny, but I'm old enough to be one, is a good look. In fact, there's probably great-grandmothers my age. Let's not beat around the bush here, guys. But yeah, I don't think I need the alloy rims and the bloody mags, and the interior looks like a full-on nightclub, and I'm like, nah. So I'm going to take the sport model. But the sport model is probably the best price and the lowest Ks out of all 3 of them. I mean, why would you pimp out a Swift? As much as I love my Swiftie, I mean, even the young people that drive them know that they're not bloody racing cars, you know? I can't read much chat, but I'm sort of glancing, and I saw a comment about electric cars. I'm looking at them too. But financially, at the moment for me, they're out of my price range. When we were in Singapore, we travelled around in an electric car one day. The make is a BYD. It's China manufactures them. They're the largest electric car manufacturer in the world, but you can't get them in Australia. And it was really funny because it pulled up and it was an awesome colour. And I said to my sister, we're both like, wow, this car's a bit random. What is it, Ange? So she walks around the front and she's like, it's a BYO. And I'm like, it's a what? Because in Australia, if you bring your own grog to a restaurant or whatever, that's what BYO is, bring your own. So she's like, have a look. So I walk around the front and the badge on the front of it looked a little bit like a BYO. It said BYO. Anyway, we get in it and I said to the guy, what sort of car is this? And he said, oh, it's a BYD. Ah, okay. And then filled us in on how it's the largest electric car manufacturer in the world and they're Chinese. But, yeah, you can't get them in Australia. So, yeah, the cost of them at the moment, I definitely will look at getting one when I retire. And possibly even get one before I retire. But I'm looking at this car as potentially, like a 5-year car and then looking at electric. But with the infrastructure and setting it all up and the car itself, it's way out of my price range. And there are no second-hand electric cars in my price range in Tasmania yet. So, it's still a little bit early here. I mean, there are Teslas in Tassie, but I can't afford a Tesla. But like everything, eventually they will have to come down in price or people will be selling second-hand ones at reasonable prices. But at the moment it's unfortunate, but it's very much a rich person's car. Even the Hyundai one is pretty expensive. And that's probably the cheapest option in Australia at the moment would be a Hyundai. Not a Hyundai White Elantra. Hi, Miss Kay. It's probably a weird live now, but it was my first day back at work after nearly 4 weeks off. And I finished work at 5 p.m. and it's now 8 p.m. and I'm not home yet because a truck rolled on the bridge. This highway was closed for 3 hours. Traffic in town was bumper to bumper. I sat in traffic for an hour and a half and then went, there's an intersection coming up that I can get off this friggin' highway that I've been on for an hour and a half and go to Kmart and kill time till the traffic is cleared. And then I had to leave Kmart because Kmart Australia is very different to Kmart, the old Kmart of the US of A, the untied states of America. But even Kmart, it got to a point where it was like, if I stay here any longer, I'm going to start buying big ticket items. So I've got to get out of here. And then I promptly inserted myself back in bumper-to-bumper traffic. So, yeah, at 8:05 p.m, at least in Tassie in summer, it doesn't get dark till like 10 o'clock at night. Like, it's still sunny and blue sky. So that's one good thing, I guess. But it's exhausting going back to work after a holiday. I'm tired. I'm going to be absolutely exhausted at work tomorrow. But I'm going to work from home on Friday. Woohoo! So I'll get a nice little, a couple of days off after tomorrow and then work from home Friday, then the weekend and then back into the office on Monday. And next week's my short week. I've only got to work Monday, Tuesday. But yeah, sorry I'm not able to read chat. 41,000 plus for an electric car. Is that the cheapest one you can get in Australia? Yeah. I'm looking at cars around the 16,000 price tag. hoping that I'll get about 10 for this car, which I would definitely be able to get at least 10 in Melbourne for it, because it's other Swifts from the same year with double the Ks. Some of them at one point, because there were no cars available in Australia, were getting 20 grand. There's no way I'd get 20 for this, but I'd probably get 16 for it still, which is insane to me for a 2009. But it's only got 113,000 kilometres on it, which is unheard of. Yeah, I love Tassie in summer. A lot of people come and visit us from the mainland, and like we're sitting out, drinking wine, and it's 10 o'clock at night and it's still light, and they're like, what's going on here? It's like, welcome. I mean, I love it when you get home at the normal time, like 6 p.m, because it's still light for another 4 hours. You can get in and do your gardening and, cook a barbie, go for a swim, go for a walk on the beach, wash your car, do whatever you want to do. Then, you can't really it's hard to fall asleep before 10 because it's still light. It's weird, but I love it. Singapore was weird. The sunset was at like 7 p.m. And when I got up at 5 a.m, when it's light here in summer at 5 a.m, it was still pitch black. Trade-in, yeah. I got totally ripped off when I traded in my MX-5 to buy this car. And they wouldn't tell me what the trade-in amount was on the MX-5. And it was the first one that rolled off a ship in Australia. And it was worth a fair bit because it was originally a Miata. It was a left-hand drive. And they had to rebuild it and make it a right-hand drive and send it to Australia because Australia's demand needed cars, and there were a few of them sitting in the States, so they flipped a whole lot of them over to right-hand drive and brought them out to Australia, and I didn't like that. I didn't like being told the trade-in value when I bought this car. So part of me is like, sell this car privately, at least I'll know what I get for it. Oh, that'd be fabulous, Scout. I have a similar dream involving you in New York. Yeah, it really bugged me about trading in my car. Like, why can't a dealer tell you what they're giving you for your car? Take a man with you. That's why I'd rather sell it on my own, because, it's 2023. And if they can't treat women as equals and be honest with us, I don't want to give them my business. I'd rather buy the new car outright and sell this car separately and top up my bank account, Because, yeah, I asked them repeatedly and they wouldn't tell me. And then I know what they went on to sell the MX-5 for. But I was doing breakfast radio at the time, and they were one of our sponsors. So, I was in this sort of false sense of security, thinking that they would look after me. But I reckon I asked them at least 5 or 6 times what they were giving me for the MX-5, and they never gave me a figure. I've got the cops behind me, so I'm being very responsible, and if my life suddenly goes very quiet, you'll know why. That's the last thing I'd need, is to be pulled over and going, what's on your phone? So I won't be reading chat at all, guys, because I'm on my best behaviour. I hate having the cops behind me. That has been the longest drive home ever, and I'm still not home. Poor Sonny. I'll definitely be giving her a treat as well as her dinner. Poor little Moogie. She's probably got abandonment issues now. I might have to book her in with a session with Jackson Galaxy. Put out positive vibes. They drive past me. They don't turn off. God damn it, they're turning off. Hey, look how quickly our grass has turned to that Australian golden yellow I was telling you about. You know how it's been so green because we've had so much rain? Now it looks like an Aussie summer. It's going to be an absolute stinker of a day tomorrow too. I'll actually be happy to be at the office because the building we work in is so cold. I was cold today. But my little sunny bum will be flopping around in the heat all day, poor thing. God damn it, they're just right behind me. I'm also busting to go to the loo. Oh, this day has been one for the books. Sorry, I'm completely ignoring chat, but I'm being a very responsible driver, apart from the being live on YouTube bit. So it'll be a pretty quick end to my live when I get home. Yeah, we had so much rain. It was green and lush. We're in our second week without any rain. The area that I live in misses out on so much rain, be absolutely bucketing down. And then my sister, who's 20 minutes further down the Tasman Peninsula from here, it can be pouring with rain at her place and no rain here at all. My tank is just below half full now, so if we don't get rain in the next 2 weeks, I'll have to get it topped up. But it's a bit Murphy's Law with your tanks. As soon as you get them filled up, it pisses down with rain that night or the next day. That's the other reason I want to get an automatic, because after being in a manual car for nearly 3.5 hours, well, no, I had a half an hour, so 3 hours, my little legs are getting tired. So, yes, I'm going to get an automatic because I'm sick of the tired clutch leg. Cops are still behind me, guys, so I don't even want to talk, so they might think I'm on my phone. And now I've got the sun in my face. I'm not wearing my sunnies. It's all happening, guys. I'm being insanely obedient. Now I'm doing 50 with them up my clacker. I hope you guys are having a good catch up at least. But yes, Hobart, when the Tasman Bridge is blocked by a truck that's rolled on it, it takes you nearly 3.5 hours to get home when you live 35 minutes away. Makes you realise just how important that bridge is. Oh, I'm tired. I mean, even our local shop is shut. If I needed to get. Now my phone's going dark. I think my phone's overheating. Guys, they're still following me. Turn off. What if they follow me home? At least my phone, if my phone overheats, at least they won't see I'm live on YouTube. That's one benefit. They're still behind me, guys. Where are they going? If my phone does overheat, guys, it's been great having you with me. Sorry this live has been a bit odd. But thank you for keeping me company. And yeah, I'll be running inside and feeding the muka very quickly. So it'll be a very quick farewell. They're still following me. If they pull me over, I'm going to be like, I really need to get home. My house is 20 feet from here and I'm about to wet my pants. I've been stuck in the traffics. Oh, you beauty. They've kept going. Thank freak for that. I can't even read chat to see what you're all saying. So my phone screen has gone very dark and it's very hot. So, yeah. I'm going to have to say I love you guys. Love you groovers. Thanks for hanging out. But my bladder and my feline require my urgent attention. So I will see you all again soon. And don't forget, if you're in the Bonkers Discord, can you tell Finn that censorship on YouTube wasn't my idea? And that he shouldn't shoot the messenger. But yeah, I really appreciate you hanging out with me, everybody. And yeah, I can't even read chat, but thank you for everyone who hung out with me. And I'll see you all again very soon. Stay groovy, everybody. If I can even, I'm going to guess where the end this live button is down on the bottom of my phone.